Let's talk to Barret Edelstein. Welcome back to the studio.
Thank you for having me, as always.
The celeb savant, or celeb savant, Barret, interviews incredibly interesting people. Here's a lady who I'd never heard of, but I kind of like her message. Disclaimer, I have heard the clip that we're about to play you. Tell us about Tanya Nolan.
Yeah, so she's an American R&B singer. She's had quite a number of top 20, top 10 singles on the R&B, Billboard R&B charts over the years. She's been in the industry for 10, 15 years. She originally started off in a band as a teenager. At the age of 15, she joined a band. She was with that band till the age of 23. More of that is in the full interview of the podcast. And then she went solo. And I asked her, does she still get nervous performing live?
Kind of like me every day on radio. No. Well, let's have a listen.
Yeah, let's listen.
Absolutely. And what I tell myself constantly, and I'm like, after all these years, I've been doing this forever, I still get nervous. But what I tell myself to calm my nerves is that, Tanya, you get to do this. You get to do this. I convince myself that it is rewarding. Although I know it's rewarding, it's just, it downs the nervousness a tad bit.
I think it's kind of sweet, actually, that she still gets nervous.
Yeah.
She clearly values hugely what she does, and she takes pride in what she does, which is probably where some of her nerves are coming from.
Exactly. Totally, absolutely. And it's about teaching. The lesson I pick from that, or the words I pick from that, is when you're having a situation in your life that's a regular experience and it's bringing up nerves or maybe a little bit of fear, because I suppose nerves is related to fear on a level. But putting things, tools and skills and elements in place to allow you to feel that, deal with it, and then move forward to progress into the next space.
It's interesting because you have, on a number of occasions, said to me that you don't really place huge value on the people you speak to in terms of their status.
Yeah.
They're just people.
Yeah.
That's what you've said to me on several occasions. And I wonder if that's not actually a coping mechanism for nerves. Because because
Okay.
you don't ever sound nervous chatting to some really famous people, and you've spoken to a few.
Hello, yes.
But you don't come across as being nervous. Is that one of your coping strategies?
It maybe I don't feel nervous at the time, but maybe it's something I put in place. Was it something I put in place years ago before I started doing the podcast? Because a quick story, many years ago, I met this author online. I read his book. We became friends. I went to go visit him in Hollywood. And he invited me for a second visit. And at that visit, there was all these famous people. People I didn't know who they were, actors and actresses and so forth. And when I was listening to them talk, they were having the same issues and challenges that I was having, or people I knew were having, but just in a different city with different people, different names. But they were still having challenges.
Right.
That helped me realize, okay, like I've said to you before, we all use the same toilet paper. And I've had that for the last, because that trip was in 2006. 2006 was that trip. So maybe it is a coping mechanism for me to, when I'm meeting new people, to think, oh, okay, this is, and takes away that. I haven't thought about it, so you've given me something to think
You're
about.
welcome. You're welcome.
Yes.
Go listen to the full podcast with Tanya Nolan. She's an R&B singer from the US of A. Well, that sounded Australian.
Yes. It sounded like a country yeehaw artist.
Nova.com.na under the blog section. Let's get out of here. Thanks, Barret.
Thank you.